I had to reset my Google password, and now every single device is asking me to reset my Google password. Which this one, and it always says, go open your YouTube app. Okay. No thanks. Continue. Docs. Okay. Well, with that, I guess let's begin. The current date is Usulin, the 22nd of Quinpilar. Your travel distance has been about 1,900 miles, and you have 51 days to get back to Zadash. So, just kind of an overview, you guys took a rest after your Banshee digging or Banshee encounter, and you found a spell and a mostly rotted journal from about 100 years ago telling about looking into a lab of the Whispered One to find that it didn't actually exist anymore. It reminds you of the map you found at the Foggy Tower a few months ago. You then got to the excavation camp. After entering the cat and presenting your bona fides from the Travian family, you were led to the main building by a couple guards wearing glass-like armor. Entering the building, you found a rough and tumble saloon with drinks, gambling, etc. Also seemed to be cut down the middle of different architecture, color, and people. And lastly, there was a staircase down the center of the building with two giant vaults side by side. You approached the bar, got a drink from the seedy bartender, and waited for your contact, Zorka, to come from his office. Chonk and Bugs went over and hid in a booth to keep the kobold safe. You were met by Zorka, who was a stout dwarf who told you about the troubles around the area and extended an invitation for you to stay as long as they got their cut. You offered to take care of the problems for a lessening of said cut. You got good vibes from the guy trying to build a good town. You got Bugs a job with the bartender Kraglin, who Bugs was excited just to be warm about this. He did not need payment. Soon after, you were approached by Clive Noxley, Carrick's new arch nemesis. The dude sucked and was quite dumb in most ways. He tried to bribe you to get you to do the work for him and give him the credit for a bigger reward so he could get out of this, as he said, shithole. Soon after that, there was an attack on the camp as you were trying to bed down. Zorka ran out with his shotgun, and you followed. And as you followed, you saw a horde of ashen soldiers attacking the outpost. You focused on the group headed for the saloon as others fought off the lesser monsters. A handful of deaths came from the attack, but you were able to repel the ash soldiers. You gathered yourselves as Zorka rallied the people to search for where the ash is coming from. Somehow you convinced Clive that coming with you is how he could prove himself to the city and maybe get to leave. Fanning out to the west of the camp, you found a clearing with an obsidian black portal blowing out ash. As Zorka and his crew set a perimeter in the clearing, he wished you luck on whatever's on the other side. As that happened, Felix spoke with Nintra Ciota at the portal's edge, who warned him that beyond the portal is dangerous and there's no coming back until you fix whatever's going on there. Also gave you the task of bringing back something very generic, just up to you. The better it is, the happier she will be. With that, you all entered the portal with Clive in tow, were dropped into a lush forest with tweeting birds and flowing streams, followed your barbarian towards the exit of the beautiful woods, met with a view of an idyllic fairy tale castle and city, except for the roiling void above it, raining ash and sucking parts of the castle up into it. As you looked at the castle, you were approached by a knight with a flaming sword who immediately asked for your help to save their fair land. Gave you a bunch of fairy tale bombast about an evil witches, loved kings, and the need to retrieve the old king's detached heart to her. you have as much information as she could, or she gave you as much information as she could and left you to plan. And we start in the middle of said planning, where you hope to find a way into the sewers to come from the castle from below. Yeah, and there was a lot of, like, at the end there, a lot of like things that this knight can tell you. But so we can recap that as well if you want. But just a little bit of a retcon in looking at this. There's absolutely no way you guys will survive unless you do a long rest. So I had said before, like, oh, maybe you're worried that you need to get out. It's kind of like you guys are running on empty. It is probably about 3 a.m. where you were, and night's settling in here. The night with you, what was her name? Navis says going out there at night is a fool's errand. The ash seems to, even with our elven eyes, as she points to their eyes, and as you like that can see in the darkness, it seems to limit it to only about 10 feet. So I suggest waiting until at least the morning. The void above is just raining down this darkness on my fair land, my fair king's castle. So I suggest that we plan tonight, rest, and leave at first dawn. Or you leave, because I can't go in.
I mean, I do like doing foolish things, but even this sounds too foolish.
Yeah, I went through your guys' characters, and you are all like just you're running on empty.
Yep.
So,
all right, let's take a rest then.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. So, Clive says, "Yes, I could use a nap. It's been a long time since I have done this much work, and I know that tomorrow will be just as hard." But yeah, so last kind of like what you guys got was that Navis gave you a map of what the castle kind of looked like. Gave you some information about how you could get into you could either like go through the town and just like kind of hide and do that, but also said there's definitely sewers underneath. She doesn't know anything really about that specifically, but that you'd probably have to like walk around the town to find an entrance, and then from there you could probably work your way towards the center where the castle, because castle's center of town. You would just have to find the entrance on your way. So other than that, told you about some people that might be in there. There was a wizard that was in there at least last time before she left. There's definitely the main enemy, an evil witch named Charmaine's, who she believes is the reason that this happened. And also that the wizards said that retrieving the heart and returning it to a living person of Gelsine would perhaps reverse this curse. However, killing the king may as well, but she was very adamant about making sure the king survives. You also, one of you had remembered, like, these sound kind of like some old fairy tales you had read as a kid. It's like weirdly reminiscent of this city of Gelsine and some other things like that. So yeah, you kind of have your map. Is there still that map somewhere? We scroll through the chat.
We pasted the map in the chat.
Yeah.
The map of the castle.
Yes, that is the map of what the castle looked like when it was fully intact. The one thing you would notice is that, like, where things are connected might not be connected anymore because part of the castle is multiple parts of the castle are now floating up into the air, like towards this big black void on the top. So, the kind of plan, if you go the sewer route, you have no idea where you might be spit out of into the castle. So you don't really get a choice there if you go that route. Like if you're going the other route through, you could be like, I want to enter the castle through the the bottom left or that. But a lot more hidden if you go through that. Which I think you all decided to go the castle route. So
did we decide? Did we decide the sewers or?
Oh no, that's what I meant.
I thought we decided the sewers because
yes,
we don't want to be stealthy.
Yes, it's not. And you would decide to go like trying to like do a perimeter and go from the outside, not go like half into the town, find a sewer. So just kind of like walk around until you find wherever the shit's draining into some river. So, you guys can all take a long rest unless there's any other planning that you want to do. Clive's already just asleep on the ground. He found a corner, put himself there with his big backpack, and just laid down and went to sleep.
We'll get a great bag of tricks to guard him.
Just in case through the night in this house that you're all sleeping.
Yep.
What is the
we get a panther to guard him.
It's not a weasel. Yeah, so a panther just goes and curls up by this poor dude's feet. Carrick kind of like after you guys all have planned, kind of goes and starts going into his trance, and you guys all get a night's rest. And Navis says, "I'll stay up for the night since I cannot go on the adventure with you tomorrow. I will make sure that we are safe out here." And she like goes outside and pulls out her flaming sword and just sits on the stoop. So you guys don't have to take any watches or anything like that, and just get a long rest. So all hit points recovered, spell slots, and you get half of your hit dice back. So those of you that spent all of them, you would get back half.
Oh, just half?
Just half. So
I hit long rest.
Nice. Again, press the long rest button. That's everything you get. Except for Thorn Slasher doesn't exist, Thunder Blast Hammer doesn't exist. But that's everything that you get.
Yeah, I just hit the long rest button. It looks like it gave me half my hit dice. So
it gave you half your stuff back. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say, TJ, I had some gamer fuel yesterday, and the stuff still rules. It has no business being that good. But I mean, I saw your pyramid of gamer fuel. Brings me right back to 2007.
Yeah, that was like an hour and a half of crisscrossing across town because the Mountain Dew website had like a thing. It was like it's available at these stores. So I like started going to them, and like ended up all the way down in like Pleasant Grove where I finally found any.
Our Harmon's has a ton. So.
I think it just hadn't come in yet. I think because it only had a few stores listed. I think it's coming in more places now.
It's just a funny nostalgic moment. So you guys wake up the next morning, and and as you guys like really went to bed that night, you did notice, like as Nair said, like it became unnaturally dark here. It's almost like that void just like pushed the ash down as night fell, and it just almost felt like that inky blackness just perpetuated everywhere. So probably was good to bed down and wait for the morning. And as morning comes, the sun comes up, but it's behind huge clouds of ash, so it feels like middle of an eclipse type day. But you you have decided to start sneaking into the sneaking in and around the city. So how do you guys prepare? Is there gonna go just kind of like do a perimeter from a far ways away, or how are you guys approaching the city?
Before I leave, could I ask Navis? You said her name was
Navis, Navevys, Navis.
okay. If I remember correctly, there was some kind of like knights or something, in the town.
Yeah, there are just like general like guards and knights patrolling the town that seem to have been corrupted by whatever this ash did to them.
Okay. I was gonna ask if she has a good enough description that I can use disguise self to disguise myself as one of them.
Yes, and you would actually even know this because they would look exactly like the ones that you fought at the
Okay.
yeah. So
Okay.
so,
So I'm probably not gonna do that yet, but I'm gonna keep that in my back pocket.
you got in your back pocket, yeah, and
in case I ever need it.
she might even give you like a little bit more. Let's see actually how much she would probably actually know a lot, but I'll roll for it anyways. Yeah, she would be able to tell you like, hey, this is like the color of the higher ranking ones. Like, so with you asking her that, like you would have just done like what you're doing, but you could probably disguise yourself as not just like a guard, but as kind of like one of the higher ranking, you know, like captains. Pretty easily. Says the only problem is you might be a little small, but if you can, you know, do anything about that, that might help it even more. But very much you have that as in your back pocket.
Cool.
Yeah. So how are you guys approaching the city? Like the woods kind of stop, and you're more into like that, like this woods kind of completely circle the area, but then there's probably about 2-ish miles of just kind of farmland, like rolling hills that as you like, because you're in this lush forest at first, like as you get closer to the castle it turns grayer and grayer and grayer, and but yeah, it's like the farmland around this beautiful castle, or at least what once was. Yeah. So but there's so the amount of cover kind of decreases the closer you get to the castle. So going around the whole thing would probably take, you know, 2-3 hours to walk the full perimeter of this area. So yeah, how do you approach?
What do you guys want to do? You guys want to just you want to go around, or should we just go full bore? I feel safe with you guys, so.
Yeah, if you're looking for an entrance, like going straight in, like they said, like there's entrances like right at the.
I mean, we're looking for an entrance to the sewers, right?
Yeah,
That's what we're looking for. So, you think that might be on like the outskirts of the city?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, you guys are all there. You are smart enough to know, and you've lived in a large city. You would know that it's probably on the outskirts. But if there's a sewer going straight into the city, there's definitely entrances there. So it's just what kind of risk you want to take.
Yeah, I'm good.
Never worked. Should we just book it?
Just book and look for the first entrance as close in as you can.
I mean, the sewer has to dump out somewhere, right? So shouldn't there be some sort of entrance that's on the outskirts of town?
Yeah, that's kind of what we're asking, is if you want to search for that outskirt entrance, or if you want to just find an entrance in town where you're, you know, kind of closer and you have to go through the sewers less.
Let's go for the outskirts.
Okay. I would just, so you guys start walking around. I'll have everybody just roll a perception check to see about how long you're going to find it. no matter what, but just this is kind of just determining how long it takes. I'll roll for Clive. Clive is coming with you, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And someone needs to roll for Ryan too. Carrick.
I'll roll for him. Clive got a.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna start using my physical dice again.
Clive got a 21.
Hell yeah.
And Carrick, I don't know what his bonus is, but I'll just take whatever it is. Carrick got, I think if I'm right, I think he got a 14. So, but you guys have a ton, it's amazingly like all three of you. Vel, you are much more worried. You're on protection detail, like making sure nothing jumps up behind you while the other 4 of your party look. But you, Clive, and just ahead of them, so Felix, just ahead of Christopher and Clive, like point like there, and you just see this like kind of like this runoff coming out about probably about a mile out of town. That there's kind of this like hillock of grass, and then just kind of this stream that seems to just be flowing down to the west. So what you would be doing is approaching from the west, and you find this like there's probably multiple exits to it, but this is the first one that you find, and this is only after probably like you are at the south, so it's like that first corner. You've probably only been walking for maybe 45 minutes, an hour around the outside, and with those perceptions being so good, you realize like this one's like kind of protected, like where the trees kind of come in a bit, and it's kind of like hide your shame, and so you're able to sneak up to that pretty easily, and you get to the gate, and the gate is there's the sewer, but the sewer is completely like gated. There's no reason for anyone to have ever entered this, so it's just a solid like crosshatch iron bars. So you're there, and water spilling out. The nice thing about this water is that it actually seems pretty clean. You can what's everyone's intelligence score? I mean 10, 12, 8.
Well,
17.
17. You would put it together pretty quickly, Felix, that like, oh, no one's taking shits or pisses in this town right now. That's why the water's so clean. So this is actually will be a relatively nice sewer. But yeah, you are in front of a iron bar wall essentially to try to get through. So like you definitely like this is an entrance, but there's no door. You kind of have to make your own door here.
I don't have anything we can cut this with. I mean, it's pretty hefty iron, I imagine.
Yeah, it is, but it's still rusted because it has like constant water running through it. Like it's not like stainless steel bars. It's just iron that, I guess like make an investigation check on it to see what you kind of learn about how you might be able to do this. Yeah, the 19, exactly that. Like it's kind of rusted in where the water hits, so the bottom is kind of rusted out a bit. But it looks sturdy, but this is also, from this, from what you kind of gleaned from this whole area, it's much like, think of where you're kind of like late, like where you come from is probably like post Dark Ages. This is like mid Dark Ages type stuff, so things aren't quite as nice. The fact that so it's kind of that could definitely probably brute force could work. There's other ways that could be easier, less obtrusive, but
maybe Thel could punch it open.
Yes, you think that Thel with his big old gloves could maybe like yeah, so yeah, Thel, you think you could at least like shatter the bottom, probably like punch through and break the bottom of this thing. So like even if it like creates a small way for you guys to like crawl underneath and through the mostly not shit water.
We get Steve here too. We like harness him, tie some rope.
Well, that's a good idea too.
Yeah, Steve can be there. Steve probably is not going to be able to enter the sewers well, but this would be a perfect time for Steve to show up and pull that. But it might be like maybe like a combination of that where you break the bottom and then start pulling. You can do that. I looking at character spells, I don't think there's a ton he could do beyond like try and heat the metal up. So, but yeah, if you want to punch the gate. Just roll athletics check. I don't know. Do you get a bonus to athletics? Yeah, you get a +4 to athletics. Yeah. So the 21, you essentially just come up and your gloves deal maximum damage to structures anyways. So you just kind of like pull it up and it starts like bending a bit and you just punch straight through these like 5 bars around, like everything that's been underwater and pretty rusted, you're able to crack open and kind of bends up. And now yeah, are you attaching Steve to that to kind of try and pull it up even more?
Yeah, let's hook Steve to it, see if he can't pull it up.
Yeah, so I guess with that broken, give a strength check with Steve with advantage. I don't know what Steve's strength is. But
Strength is 18. How do I roll this?
just roll d20 plus
Oh, I
4.
found it. It's lower.
Okay.
I can just click it. Why that's not the upper part, I don't know, but
yeah, 21 with that and just everything that was set up before. You guys are able to bend this up to where you still have to kind of crawl, but you're going to be able to keep your head above the water. So you're not going to just be face down in sewage to get through. And because that's, you could probably, like with that previous strength, you could have crawled through all of you. But you may have gotten pink eye. Even though the water's mostly clean.
Like gray water. They're still showering there, you know.
Yeah, they gotta get the
people still need hygiene.
Oh, I feel bad. Alyssa has to go to Instacare right now. Someday we'll at least, hopefully, we're just sick now at the beginning of 6th season, and then we're good for the rest of. Which 0% chance.
have a small child, 0% chance.
0% chance. Kid that is around a bunch of kids at school every day.
Little petri dishes.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. So yeah, you guys made it into the sewer. Good job. As you guys enter the sewer, what you see is it's kind of like this exit tunnel goes on for about probably a quarter mile, and then it starts hub and spoking around, like kind of as you look down, like, and there are like gates in between to probably like make sure that it's not easily traversable and that, but yeah, it's kind of this hub and spoke of like concentric rings with spokes coming out. So this is just one of those spokes that comes all the way out, and it's just a dispersed the sewage, so it's not just all coming through one thing and clogging it. I don't know if this is how medieval sewers and aqueducts work, but this is
how fantasy.
this is how it works in this fantasy town.
Cool.
So yeah, so what I need from you guys then is essentially a survival check that you guys can probably help each other with to try and orient yourself, because you know you're trying to go to the center, but like I said, there's gates and that you could probably break to try to make it a straight line, like, but it's not like perfectly straight. You're gonna have to be orienting yourself underground with no sense of direction to try to go essentially straight west, what you would guess about 2.5 miles to traverse.
I've got Wanderer. You have excellent memory for maps and geography, and you can always recall the general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features around you.
So
Does that mean you know about sewers?
I would say you have never been in a sewer before, but I would say like I'd give you that, like, that's why you are good at the survival check. Like, you know, general direction, like you can keep yourself oriented pretty well.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just not getting lost, I guess.
Yeah, probably not lost, but you wouldn't get lost like completely and suddenly like end up on the northern side. But there's still like a level of like trying to get to, you need to get to the dead center, because that's where the castle would be. You don't, if you're off by 400 yards, you might be coming up through an inn or some other sewer hole. And that's the whole point of this, is to be sneaky and not be seen. Like coming up like inside of the walls in the like barracks of the castle is not a good thing. So you're trying to be very precise here. But yeah, if you guys have anything else like in your inventory or anything, other skills you want to do to try to like help this.
Is there anything down here marking other thieves or rogues or anything? Basically, I'm trying to see if I can use my thieves' cant language skills. See if maybe there's something I can recognize as maybe like
make an investigation check. Yeah,
I'm gonna keep rolling on here until it's bad, because I don't want to roll in my physical dice until it becomes real bad.
Yeah,
17's pretty good.
With a 17, I'm going to. So I have like a random table for how you guys do. I'm going to shift some things on that, because you see some markings on the wall that it's like it is thieves' cant, but it's thieves' cant in like. It's not universal. Like you can get like most of what it's saying.
It's a different dialect.
Yeah, different dialect. It's like, yeah, it's how someone from the East Coast versus someone from the West Coast would talk. So same ideas, different phrasing for it. So yeah, but that I'm shifting my table based off that. So is there anything that you want to do, Thel, that you could do to kind of help this investigation? Here, 1 second. August needs my help. Think about that for a second. yeah, so anything you want to do, Phil or Christopher, to kind of prep yourselves for this?
Just gonna scratch some stuff in the wall to keep our spot just with one of my hand axes.
Okay, yeah, so just keep
the
leaving
gonna break
mark
from it. Yeah.
in case you get to come back to it. And
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I don't really have anything else.
Okay. Then yeah, so go ahead and make a survival check, and we'll say with the other things, we'll make it with advantage.
Do that.
19. Okay. With the 19, yeah, and that's, you, like we said, like, you kind of know where you're going. You are fairly confident that you are moving through this whole sewer. Like, you feel like able to keep up, and you might like lose yourself for a second, but you go back to like your mark, like where you were, and like, I think that we might have messed up here, and you're able to kind of navigate your way through the sewer pretty well. But after about a quarter mile, or probably more than that, probably about a half mile to a mile in, I need someone to, so you're about halfway there. I need someone to roll a d6. Three. Perfect. That actually, you're looking for thieves can't mattered. So with that,
yeah. This is, I think, the first time I've used it.
Yeah, so as you're like going through, like, and you're trusting your compatriots to kind of protect you and do that, so you're kind of like focusing on like these other etchings. What you see is like one of the gates that you kind of are walking past before. You notice that it, like, there was a line that kind of, it was in a message that kind of said, trying to think of this, yeah, it essentially said stash, and then turned, and then like pointed around a corner that you weren't going to go down, but having looked for these camps, like, you see like next to this gate, there's kind of a like boarded up section next to it, that you would notice, like, that something that said stash is pointing to this boarded up section of like what's mostly rock hewn. You've seen like planks and boards across the water for the muck workers to come and traverse without always jumping into the water. But some of these boards are up against a wall, and you just kind of notice like a broken part of the wall behind it. So
To the stash.
Yeah, and then so you holler to stop everybody, and yeah, there's kind of like next to this gate that you just obviously wouldn't go down because it's just a gate there that you're gonna have to break through, and it's not actually on your way. There's this boarded up hole in the wall. So yeah, you go and investigate it and pull the board down. Yeah, okay. Yeah, pulling the boards down, there is like 3 small chests that are sitting there. One of them's open and are like obviously empty, and if you like kind of push either of the other 2, they're relatively full, but they are like locked and kind of chained to the wall.
Do I get any indication on which one might be, if either of them are triggers or traps in any way?
You can roll an investigation check to see if there's any traps on these.
Okay.
Yeah, 23. With 23, I was gonna make you make two of them, but since it's over 20, you notice that one of them, like you feel like removing it is maybe like the chains around it are probably trapped. That like if you just tried to like pick it up and remove it, the chain might pull something and do something. And the other one you see is, or it's locked but not trapped.
Okay. Can I try to unlock that one then with my used
The not trapped one, yeah.
Yeah.
Do a check.
Attributes dexterity. Why is it not default to dexterity?
It's all tools default to query because most of them, like you can argue about cooking with strength, but
Sure.
but
I guess that's fair.
I agree. I was playing in Ryan's game and I said the same thing to our rogue. I'm like, I can show you how to change that to not be a query. It should just always be dex. Yeah, but no, and you just like tick, 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 and it's not a very intricate lock, and it pops open, and you find just like a lot of bric-a-brac, like a lot of like odd items, probably like 25 gold's worth of like candelabras and like nice silverware. But then you also find a pouch in there that has about 500 gold of assorted gems. Like looking at a close place, like you don't know what like the worth of each gem is, but you have well, actually 750 gold's worth of assorted gems. You can look at you could sit here and investigate and I can give you a breakdown of it, or just like kind of wait for it later. Because some of the gems might be useful for spell components, but at this point,
I can wait. And
yeah,
we can figure it out later.
Figure it out later. And yeah, so that's what's in that chest. There's also like maybe like two daggers, just like some.
Okay, I'm gonna ask the group. Do I try to disarm this other one? Because while this treasure and stuff is good, it's not terribly helpful in what we're trying to do.
Sure, go
If
for
we
it.
ever left some treasure to ignore in our inventory.
I don't know. Was that a yes or a no? I couldn't totally understand.
That was a resounding yes.
All right, let's try and
ignore it completely, because we still have this pink moss agate gem in our inventory from probably 3 years ago. Found in cavern with mead. Yeah, so that was.
So wait, that's a yes. I should try to disarm this one.
Disarm it.
All right, let's go. What should I roll? Sleight of hand.
Okay, I would say this. I think sleight of hand makes sense because how you kind of put together that it works is that this isn't something like you can like disable. This is like a get in, get out as fast as possible type thing.
I'm gonna play him a theme song before he does it. Do bardic inspiration.
Okay,
so
D4. D4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I get a plus 11. So God help me. 17. So I'll just add the D4. So 21.
Okay. 21. Okay. So with the 21 sleight of hand, you like the idea is like it's chained to the walls, and you have to like slightly move it to get it into the chain to the wall. Like if it's pulled out too far, it's going to trigger the trap. That's why there's like no, like the trap is actually back in the wall, and so you're able to like just do it, and you like can feel that little bit of tug on the back because you know like if the chain moves like another quarter inch, and you're able to just like pick the lid up enough to actually open, because this like where this board thing up, it's not like a big room, it's just like an alcove. I can't say that word. alcove. I've never been able to say alcove correctly.
Sorry, you did it. There.
And it's a little alcove that like the other one had enough room, so you pull it out just enough to get it open, and you're like tiny, you're small enough hands, like you're holding it up with like 3 fingers, and you can reach in, and there's no gold there, but there's just a little pouch that you're able to pull out, and whatever's in the pouch is malleable enough to like go through that 2-inch gap, and you pull out a bag that has, opening it up, some sort of powdered substance in it.
Oh god. Let's go do this on drugs. Yeah.
I like to just immediately roll your eyes that it's more drugs.
I open the bag and I take some out and I offer it to Christopher and Thel.
Because
Well,
last time you guys did
when in
drugs
Rome.
so well.
I snort.
Yeah,
You-
sure. Why not?
Everyone takes a little snort.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about everyone. I do.
Okay, you take a little snort, make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh, I'll say.
I'm doing some drugs.
Are you partaking in the drugs though?
I am
He's
not.
You're not.
Rude, cleric.
Straight
Yeah.
edge.
Carrick definitely would.
Yeah, I think he would.
Carrick succeeds. What about Clive?
Well, you are Clive, so
I'm trying to think if Clive would.
I don't think he doesn't
I
seem
think he
like
would
the kind of guy to
totally-
take huge risks.
Would Carrick just force his face into it and like
That's
punch
the
him in
better
the
question.
gut so he snorts?
Either
I am playing Carrick nice until Carrick actually can show up. No, Clive abstains, but the 3 of you do. So Felix, you take what do we say? What do we say here? We'll go with the people that succeeded in Felix and not Felix, but in Christopher and Carrick. You are feeling super energized, and for the next hour or so, you have +5 to your movement speed.
They can move as fast as me now. Congratulations.
Definitely
And,
cocaine.
And for me, your movement is half.
No, for you, I would just say you just take 3 points of poison damage, and just like
the
your
bloody nose and like
Yeah.
bleeds out of it.
Yeah, see what they did is after you snorted it, they did the smarter thing of rubbing it on their teeth. And so now you like, oh, that's you did just like a tiny bit too much, and it just overwhelmed you, and just like you have a pounding headache for a second for like the next 30 minutes. I don't know how actual cocaine use works, but that's kind of that, and that's what you get is like this is some sort of accelerant. Like all drugs, though, it like that DC goes up, and the detriments go with it.
That's fair. Okay.
So-
I will take my damage. So basically, all this for nothing terribly helpful.
No, it's fun stuff. But I would say of those drugs, after like 3 of you use them, you probably have a I'll say 4 more uses of just because it's easy, and I've been re-listening to Fantasy Eye Dragon Spice. That makes me not have to come up with a fantasy drug name. Chochane. Yeah, and the effects of it right now are damage, like what you know of it, damage and increased speed. I guess I could have just called it speed.
Fantasy speed, dragon speed.
Dragon speed. Well, what's the Elder Scrolls drug?
Skooma.
Skooma. Which you just like in your inventory, you realize like at the end that you had like 14 kilos of skooma on you.
Like a mule for
Yeah. Just because I picked it up. Because I remember as a kid, like you didn't read what it was. You didn't read that it was a drug. You're like, hey, it's skooma. It gives me a positive and a negative. I'll never drink it. But
Cool.
Yeah, so that's that. Let's make another survival check for this. You think as long as you're like you think you're about halfway there.
Anybody else have good stuff for those two?
I would say at this point, like with all of your other things,
Look at that sleeping baby.
look at that little. Oh, he's so sweet. The best feeling of a sleeping baby on your chest.
He won't let me put him down though. He keeps crying. So, he also doesn't like when I talk, apparently.
Yeah, I would say you still have the same. You have advantage. You're still good. Beat a. I won't tell you what you need to beat. Yeah, you crushed it. What you actually end up finding is, and it's kind of weird because you've been approaching straight east or west to east, and then like you kind of like hit this thing where you like it starts going and it's like a very defined circle, and the water actually starts rushing out of this area more. So you start following that because you would think like, hey, the center is what would be pushing the water out of these hubs and spokes. So let's follow the rushing water around that. And so you actually end up coming a bit further, but you actually start coming around from the south. And you end up like what you would intuit in your brain, like to be like directly south of like where that main gate would have been when you guys were approaching, looking at the castle from that farmhouse earlier or last night and early this morning. And so you come around and start going through that, and you eventually enter like a hallway where like the water is rushing straight through and the spokes like kind of stop. There are no corridors. So for about probably like 150 feet, it's just completely straight until you come to here. So they Roll20 introduced folders for your maps and like completely redid their entire map interface to where like I can put you guys on different maps now. Man, they are investing so much money on making this thing better. Except they aren't paying well. Yeah.
You said they're not paying well?
No, Roll20, it's so I look like a thing that I might go and work for. That because it's a hobby.
Because it's cool and fun.
Because it's cool and fun, but just
except it would suck all the fun out, a lot of the fun out of it.
I think it would suck a lot. That's I like weighed that because they had a developer position open, and I'm like, I wonder what this looks like. I'm not going to take a third of a pay cut.
Yeah.
Or
you're like sitting here doing it, and all of a sudden on a bug ticket because something goes wrong. Sorry, gotta drop off. That wasn't
sorry. I've noticed this. Well, and now everything they're doing are they're hiring character sheet developers. which is essentially, if you look at how much those character sheets, how much math and stuff they're doing, it's just brutal. It's just fucking brutal. So I'll just write my own little JavaScript plugin instead, and then yeah. So, but yeah, you guys can all see 4 of you. In this bottom corner, there's straight ahead of you. Can you see the door?
Yep.
Yep. So there's straight ahead of you. There's a door, and then 2 branching. The water is like coming out quite quick from these 2 branching corridors down the center. So yeah, that's that. What do you guys want to do from here?
We can't. So this door is closed.
Yeah, it's a closed like iron door, just
Okay.
straight ahead of you, and then just yeah, those 2 corridors to the right and left.
Take a look up. Yeah, I'm just gonna look around.
Yeah. So just kind of move yourselves. I would say don't move yourselves like too far away from each other. And I'll just assume, Fel, you don't have to move yourself since you have a baby on board, but do you just want to be following one of them, or are you just kind of standing there?
I'll just kind of stick near Carrick and Clive. Just
Okay, yeah, Garrick and Clive are just kind of hanging back. Maybe let the other people go ahead. So yeah, and this is definitely what you notice is this is like the first thing that hasn't looked almost identical hub and spoke. Like you definitely think you are in kind of like the center working of the sewer. And I'd say like with those 2 good checks, you made incredibly good time. You think that you've only been under here for maybe like with your little thing to get your drugs and do that. You've only been down here for maybe an hour. You're able to traverse those 2.5 miles really quickly. So I'd say for the next, you probably still have the people that succeeded drugs still have about probably another 30 minutes of 5 extra move feet.
I'm gonna just try the handle on the door, not open it, but
Yeah, it like jiggling the handle, it doesn't move down, it's locked.
cool.
So
Can we owl it? Just scope out left and right.
yeah, I'll say yeah, you definitely can. So if Carrick, I actually don't know if Owl's alive.
How
I
is it?
seem to remember the last time we talked about Owl, he recast him and had him available.
I think you're right too. I think he did that after the boat, because he didn't have it at the boat, and he's like, oh shoot, I wish I had it for this boat. So yeah, I'll say Owl exists. Owl does fly around and just kind of does a scope of the thing, and kind of what you get is that the branches they go around, it goes to this central room with a giant cistern of water that seems to just be spinning, and that's what's forcing water out and around. There is a like almost like golden filigree door on the north end of that room. And the only other thing that I have to roll a perception check for Owl. So that's what you see. Now, Owl just kind of gives you the layout, is that there's a central room, big thing of water that's churning, and and with two like gates that are like, you can see they're like no, there's like the tops of iron doors on the 2 entrances from the right and left side, and then kind of like a fancier golden filigree door to the very north. So
Get to the fancy door.
Rope bell. I'm gonna try and walk in there and get to somewhere and not fall down the cistern.
okay, so you're gonna walk all the way around here.
Yep.
So from the right or left?
Let's do left. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. So move yourself over there, and you can like just peek in the room.
Follow.
Yeah, I'll just assume you guys are all heading that way. Just leaving the door behind. Sounds good.
Hey, you know.
You know. Find your surroundings first.
Wait, so there's what's to the right here?
Is there something that you can see
Blocked.
through?
No, it's like it's blocked there. Like I can't see anything directly to the right of me, but it looks like there should be.
1 second. No, it's just cutting off this part of it. It's
Okay.
how you would go is keep going around
Okay.
north.
I see a monster. The beginning of a monster.
Those were supposed to be on the other layer.
I don't see it for sure, but
Yeah,
I see that rest of it.
As you come up and your passive perception's enough, make a perception check. As you guys are kind of coming around to that corner, you just start hearing like the little skittering and noise of rats around this cistern.
Oh boy. Didn't she talk about rats?
Did I talk about rats?
I thought someone did. Maybe I'm thinking of something else I was listening to at some point.
I don't think I was talking. I don't think I have ever talked about rats.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what you hear. And I'd say like just as you come around that corner, you just see that like there's just a big like rotating cistern of water that's pumping it through your feet. I would say like the rushing of the water here is pretty intense. So like walking through it, like you have to like keep your balance. As the water goes like through two tubes and then starts shooting down through the bottom. I guess also with that, you guys have actually been walking like uphill this whole time because that also is the only way a sewer would work, right? Shit has to roll downhill.
Yeah, you know.
Guys, I'm probably going on a Wikipedia dive later about how medieval sewers worked.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's walk in here. Unless we have two options. One is to like go in here, or the other is to go back to this door and try and open it. But the only person who could open it might be me to unlock it, or Carrick to. I think he has knock, but I don't know if he has it prepared.
I mean, I could always
will
just
say
try and punch it.
You always had knock prepared.
So I guess that's the question. Do we want to try and go in there, or do we want to go in here?
Like what you would know is that in there, and just since you sent Al out, all that's in there is the cistern and a like golden door that's completely shut. So up to you if you want to go in there.
Yeah, let's just go in here then. We're already here.
You're going in?
I think we're going in.
Okay, well, roll initiative. I guess no. You guys heard with that 23. You heard them. Like, you know that there's these big old rats all around. So you guys can kind of like, if you want to plan and try and stealth up it. If you guys roll some stealth, I would give you a surprise round.
Cool. Let's do that.
Okay.
Stealth.
Where would you like Clive to be in this moment?
I think Clive is just behind with Carrick. I don't know where. He's either like he's getting in the fray. He kind of has to.
He is in the back, and he pulls out a little crossbow, like full on Elmer Fudd with his shotgun.
Nice.
So stealth of 30.
We had a 30 before.
I think that
I don't think so.
that might be the first 30. This is the best that Jake Rios has ever rolled in a day.
Don't worry, we
have.
It's because he has to be quiet because he's got a kid. Translating.
Emulating real life.
No, these good rolls are about to stop.
And it's on fucking rats.
You're trying to sneak by rats. I'm gonna roll as long as
we're gonna need to sneak by a dragon at some point in the future, and I'm just gonna roll a natural 1 and get eaten.
Yep.
That's exactly how it works, though. You see a rat in like real life, it's like, okay, like, oh god, sneak past.
Give me 1 second. Alyssa just got back from Instacare, so I just need to talk to her real quick.
No problem.
That was fast.
Okie doke. All good. No ear infection. Just some post-viral something.
Triple sex. Nice.
You gave her a steroid. So, well, right now the four of you, wildly 19 was the lowest roll of the four of you. Carrot got a 19 plus 3, so got a 22, a 19, a 21, and a 30, and Clive even gets a 14. The sneakiest you guys have ever.
I mean, to be fair, we did not hear Clive coming down those stairs.
So yeah, I would say you guys each get one action to kind of like run in and immediately survey the scene and then run out.
What a run in. Chicago.
Yep. So there are 4. Like you immediately see.
I see 5
Yeah, there's 5. One of them's just kind of like paddling in the water, like
in the water.
just like, huh.
Doing laps.
Cool. Can I take an? I would like to lightning lure the one that is in the water.
Okay.
Find my goddamn character sheet. Fuck. All right.
Of course.
It was a DC 13 save.
Oh, what the hell is a rat's save? Hold on. Then open. A what save? A dex save?
Strength.
A strength. -2. That is a 12.
So not good enough. So they're gonna take 11 lightning damage.
It gets like, and it doesn't like pull you towards it or something like that.
Yes, it pulls it 10 feet closer to me.
You pull it up into the air, and it's just a dead fried rat that just like flies up into the air and just like honk as it hits the ground.
They're not very strong.
But I will roll something nice. Okay, we're good. Okay, that's rat number 1 that is dead. Do you anything else you want to do?
Nope.
Okay, you're standing there. Next up, would be or I guess it'd be Carrick. Carrick was gonna run in. I'm just going based off of your stealth results. Run in and shoot a firebolt at the one closest to him. That's an attack roll. It needs to be like a 7. That's a natural 20. So that is 4d10 damage to this thing. 8, 12, 13, 20 points of damage to this poor rat up by the golden door.
That basically explodes.
It is non-existent. The one thing that you do notice, like when you hit this, when it gets like that, like a chunk of meat hits next to you, and this looks like a diseased rat. This is not just a nice rat that's been living a good life. This has been a rat that has mostly lived in shit its entire life. Next up from that would be Fell, but I think it's talking with Courtney. So Christopher, if you want to go.
Yeah. I just try and pipes of hunting them away from us. Just scare them away.
And what is that? That's a 30-foot cone.
What is that? I don't know.
Yeah, you would have a hard time
Okay.
hitting more than one
Oh,
with that stone.
yeah. I don't know. I guess I'll just
Just
uh,
run up,
wait.
kill one.
do I see any or
If you run into the room, you see the
Sure.
3 other ones.
I think you should just run up and like kick it as hard as you can, like a field goal kick.
not even
That would
here.
be funny.
I'll do that. Yeah.
Okay, make an unarmed attack roll.
Such a strength.
Yeah, just a strength. Just make a strength check.
Reckless.
Recklessly kick this thing.
They're just killing
And
it.
that was how Christopher the Barbarian died. He fell down a cistern in a sewer after trying to recklessly kick a rat and tripped and died. But the exact opposite of whatever that was.
He kicked this rat so well that he hit the other rat with it.
Yes, 100%. You just killed 2 rats with 1 kick.
2 birds with 1 bird. Yeah.
That's pretty good, guys. You aren't even in the main part of the adventure, and your guys' rolls are just off the chains.
I hope we do horribly later, just to like have.
Oh, it's coming back for us. The dice gods are not that friendly.
Yo,
Yeah, how much did I just move? I want to see like if I can use my drug movement to get.
So you just moved what, 5, 10, 15, 20.
So then it's yeah, that's okay.
So you could get down to where the other rat was dead.
Okay, I'm gonna go here and just javelin the other rat.
Okay. As you're running, pulling out one of the other javelins from your weird quiver. You can't reckless this. You can't reckless ranged attacks, as we learned, because it makes no sense.
That's fair.
Well,
I mean, it kind of does. If friendly fire is on the table and you like yeet it the wrong direction.
Or just like no cover, just standing there right in the middle of the room, just like no.
It has an armor. What did you roll?
12.
Yep, it has an armor class of 12. And so, but it has 7 HP, so it survives.
We didn't one shot.
Just you rip off its back left leg though. So that means last up is Clive, who is going to, I don't have a marker for him. He is going to run up here and shoot with his crossbow. He gets a +1 to this shot. I'm gonna roll this for the table because it's more funny. +1. Ah, he missed. He runs up and goes, ha ha! And just the bolt actually just falls out. He's like, shoot, I forgot to load it correctly.
Backwards.
Okay, I'm not gonna have you guys roll initiative. Like this rat.
Did I do I haven't done anything yet. Should I crossbow?
Oh, yeah, I haven't done anything yet. Shit.
I'll shoot my crossbow at it.
Yeah, you shoot your crossbow at it.
And it doesn't hit. Great.
You can make a dexterity check to try and shoot again. That's what we've kind of done is like you can use your bonus action to reload, but you have to beat a certain dexterity DC. 14, I'll say, yeah, you can reload and shoot again. In this case, the check would be lower because, oh, nope, Clive is actually standing in your way. And you're like, God damn it, kid.
Yeah, I kind of come up like we are like simultaneously are like both running up to shoot, and he drops that bow and like leans over to pick it up and like bumps into me as I shoot.
It's the two bumblefucks in the back. Yeah, it's the rat's turn. The rat is going to run up over here and try to bite Christopher. It gets a natural 2. Its leg is not there. It like puts its tooth into your Air Jordans and it just breaks half the tooth. Go ahead and finish this thing off, Felix.
All right. Let's see. How do I get there? How far is it? Where's my measuring? Oh god. Yeah, I can make it. I think I can make it. I'm just gonna go ahead and move.
I would say if you move through the water, it's considered difficult terrain on the outside, and then you have to swim through the middle. So it's all
Okay,
difficult.
well, I was here. So how far? 30 to here.
Yep. You can get there. No matter what, you can get there. You can bonus action dash to get there.
So I'm gonna be here.
Of movement.
I'm gonna stab at it. Actually, no. I think I'm gonna take inspiration from Christopher, and I'm going to kick it.
Okay, make a strength roll.
Strength. This might be really stupid, but where's my strength? There you are.
You kick it, and then you realize, like, oh, this thing's bigger than I thought it was. So, this rat surviving just off of sheer force of will. Okay, that brings it to Carrick's turn. Or no. Yeah, Carrick had the second highest, so Carrick is just going to stand there and firebolt this one. And gets this thing's dead. Let's just for fun. Let's see. It does. You did 14 damage to it. And as you kick it, it bursts into flames, and you're like, whoa. And then you just see Carrick over there just like with his hand out, and you're like, ah shit, I thought it was cool. Yeah, so this encounter is done.
Do we have any small piece of wood? I want a little block of wood that I think I have something with my nature or survival. I'm gonna decapitate one of these rats, mount it like a little mount, and gift it to Clive. Like,
okay,
this is yours.
So you're going to
this is your trophy, yeah, from your.
You're going to do some weird taxidermy in the middle of this. Yeah, I'd say roll a nature check. Animal handling?
They're both the same, yeah. Let's do animal.
You mount this thing, and actually what you do is you take the one that got burnt, and somehow, like, at least now, like, it's cauterized enough around it that you think it'll keep for a bit, even though it's not, no. I'd say 14 damage is double its hit points. It ripped all the flesh off, and it's just a skull. So you take that skull and mount it perfectly, and like, it's not gross. It's so burnt that it's a little mount of a rat's head that you give to Clive. And Clive says,
"We're just gonna tell him his crossbow bounced off and killed this one." Just
like, yes, that is what I was going for. Thank you. Good job, team. And yeah, you guys are in this room. There's this roiling cistern in the middle. You guys would now, as you guys ran down there, you can see that there's like a gated window, like very small, like almost like chicken wire, but very thick window into that room that you had seen before. or into the room
With the
that you know
locked door.
Yeah.
What's in there?
Looking in there, make a perception check because it is kind of dark and that. You guys can all see in the dark, but it's still, you know. Yeah, looking in there, Fel, you see a definitely dead body, and then like a set of like kind of, it's like levers, control levers. So you think this might be like the control room for the sewer. And with a 17, you even see one that is kind of like, it has like a golden knob on top of it.
How we get in there?
Well, there's a door.
I'm gonna go around to the door, and I'm gonna try and unlock it.
Okay, is everyone staying here while he does that, or are we all going as a group?
Follow.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay here.
As fun as it is punting rats.
Yeah, you
Find
guys.
some more dead rat bodies, like P says, not even bodies. I don't think there's any bodies left.
Can't move. But if you could just move my token over there, or whatever, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'll
That
move it.
makes sense.
I'll say Carrick stays here. Clive and Christopher join you, Felix. I really should have I meant to make a token for Clive, but then I got really sick. Tell you what, though, sleeping for 19 hours is maybe one of the most amazing things ever done for a body. Hold on, I have to reply to a text message real quick. Because now I get to go to the in-laws and have dinner with them without Alyssa because I'm a nice son-in-law. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so you guys are there and unlocking the door. Yeah, go ahead and just roll a thieves tools check. Yeah, it unlocks relatively easily.
Oh.
Yeah, and you can
I'm
go
in.
in. You kind of see exactly what you thought. There's a dead body on the ground. This kind of looks ashen and kind of like half disintegrated. What you do actually notice, and actually Bell and Carrick, you notice this after the rats are dead. They, like, every minute or so, they start almost like floating off of the ground, like by an inch, 2 inches. They just start floating up very, very slowly. It's very, very odd. But yeah, inside here, there's a dead body that is slumped on the ground. But the ash from that dead body is kind of also like floating up there. You actually see a bunch like on the ceiling. There's ash on the ceiling. But yeah, you see like 3 or 4 levers in front of you. Specific, and then right now it's very obvious. You see one that has a golden knob on top of it.
I'm pulling with the golden knob.
The moment that you pull that golden knob one, the 2 doors on the left and right side of that chunk down. The big like iron doors that now you had seen like underneath them, probably about 2 like that thick. That's probably about 4 inches, 5 inches thick, just shut down.
that do anything?
You can see through the window.
I know.
Okay.
Okay, so and I try to like if I lift the lever back, it doesn't do anything.
If you lift the lever back, those two doors open back up.
Okay. This sounds like a puzzle.
The two people that were in the room, I'll say Carrick and Fell, make perception checks. Gosh, you beat him. You beat him. He had a 19 as well. I guess you guys got the same. You guys both, while you were in there, heard just like a slight like I don't know, how long do you think that you left that lever switched on, Felix, before you switched it off?
I don't know, 5 minutes, 3 minutes.
5 minutes, 3 minutes. Okay, yeah, you just heard just kind of like a ting, ting, probably like every 10, 15 seconds. So that's what you would know, is that there was some sort of tinging happening when you pulled that lever and it closed the other doors.
Okay. What about the other levers? Can I'd like to do another lever.
Yeah, if you mess around with the other levers, what you see is like kind of the water in the center kind of changes. It's like almost like put it on high, put it on low, like different settings for this golden lever isn't actually like on this main control panel. It's like on it, but like to the side and kind of behind. The only reason you saw it is because like you were looking through that mirror or through that window, and Phil had a good perception check to like see this golden lever. So it's kind of like a semi-secret lever. But yeah, everything else is just handling things like that in there.
Okay. Well, so what do you guys want to do? Like, we can go through these doors. I don't think it makes sense to go through and then close them on you.
What? Okay, so there's two doors left and right, and there's a middle door that's closed. What's going on with the middle door?
The middle door, the golden door. Oh, sorry, you're not supposed to be able to open that.
Whoopsies.
Now you can't.
Oh, it shakes at me and says locked.
Yes, it is a big, like, same, like 5 inches of iron, but with some golden filigree in it.
And that nothing happened to that one when you pulled the lever?
No, but I would say you guys both got 20s. That dinging was coming from that side, that direction.
And this is like iron bars on this door behind me, or the window.
The window, yeah, the window. There's no way to get through it.
I'm wondering if we put the immovable rod under at the top of the door on the left, so you could flip the switch and then come back around if it would close or not.
Worth a shot.
Do we still have that, right?
Yeah,
Five at this point says, "This is how I can help. I will close the door as you guys go and be able to help you from this side."
But then, where is the glory, Clive?
I am the man standing alone by himself in this dangerous sewer.
We just killed 5 rats. That's all the danger. All right, Clive. I like this, Clive. Come on over.
No, this is a way, if you wanted to, this is a way, like, I like the other idea. This is something that you could pawn Clive off.
Unless
you truly want him to come adventure with you.
I think we do. So let's try the immovable rod option.
Okay. Ooh. Okay, so an immovable rod can hold how much weight?
Don't know.
It should say actually that it can hold. I think it's 5,000 pounds.
Let's see. Beep, 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 beep.
8,000.
8,000
8,000?
pounds. Yep.
8,000 pounds. When I said it's 5 inches thick. Let's just see how heavy this door is. We'll say it's a 10-foot door, 10 feet by 10 feet by 5 inches. 10 feet by 10 feet by 5 inches iron weight. Calculate the weight of a steel plate. Thank you, Chapel Steel. Steel's lighter. Is steel lighter than iron?
I think so. Imagine a steel pan versus a cast iron pan.
I think it's about like it's just carbon content, and that's like 1 to 3%, so it should be the same.
Height, it'd be what, 120 inches in. How many inches in 10 feet?
120.
Yes.
Okay, easy. It's gonna be
20,400 pounds.
But you hold
Wait.
the rod.
That is how much 120 by 120 by 5 inches of steel is.
How much? Oh, wait, how much was it?
What was the other immovable thing we had?
A button.
Mm.
I mean, what I would say, make an intelligence check. Like we just did that math. Make an intelligence check to think that. I'll say that this thing can hold like roughly like 8 to 10,000 pounds, and you don't know if it's
Hold
like,
a
oh,
steep.
if I get more than that, how long does it last?
let's just call it a Steve. We'll create a unit called a Steve. Right,
Yes,
like that's about right. How much is a warhorse?
a warhorse is not 8,000 pounds.
But that's more like how much is it?
now we're just going to spend the next couple hours looking up weights of things.
Yeah, it's only like 1,000 pounds. Okay,
Yeah, I was going to say
that's 8 Steves.
about 8 Steve's worth of weight. I'd like to think that's like you just like kept like putting things on top of it to see like how long will this last. Yeah, you would know that it can. You don't know if it'll like like when it hits that threshold, if it just drops or if it starts slowly dropping. I would say you don't know that, but this thing, it weighs. We will round. What's weight iron versus steel? Let's see.
Let me ask another question. Can I investigate this golden rod and see if there's any way to take it off? If I replace this rod with the immovable rod.
What?
If I replace the golden rod with the immovable rod and I don't want it to move.
What?
Nothing.
Like the lever? Like what are you talking?
Yeah, the lever.
But
don't worry about it.
Come back.
I'm just trying to figure out what you're trying to do with this.
Don't worry about it.
Iron and steel are about the same weight. Iron is 7,800 something, and steel is between 76 and 8,000. So
it's really like I've gotten into that before. It is like one of the wackiest like chemistry thing. Like, yeah, I've gotten into that rabbit hole for like a month, like iron versus steel, and it's like, yeah, you can go a long way. There's like no difference. It's like a little bit of carbon versus
Yeah.
like it's so small difference. It like chrome versus high carbon versus low carbon. There's like
Yeah.
basically nothing between them.
So you can do the immovable rod idea. The only worry would be that you might lose the immovable rod.
Been useless up to this point.
It's not useless. You just guys haven't used it.
Useless.
Same
Um,
difference.
Okay.
What do you guys want to do? We can use the immovable rod, or we can have Clive be the rod.
If it is gonna break it, I mean, I want to feel certain it will hold it. If we're not certain it'll hold it, we could get trapped. So
Yeah, you just don't know. You're certain it can hold it for maybe. You have no idea how long it can hold it for. I would say that. I would give you that. It might hold for a second. It might hold for.
So it seems like there's another way to do this.
Yeah, like the easiest way is just to leave Clive behind or leave someone behind.
Let's leave Clive.
yeah,
Okay.
Unfortunately, he is the weakest link.
I like the other idea. There's just risk to it. You have the risky and bring Clive, or no risk, don't bring Clive. Those are or
I'm going to
or-
bestow upon him a hand axe and act like it's some mythical object.
okay. Tell me. Clive goes, oh, what is this?
I'm gonna like raise it, raise it up in the air. I'm gonna, I don't know, what am I gonna, do I have anything else? Yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna raise this and bestow a hand axe on him.
He goes, thank you. I assume this came from your travels, and I will be safe now. Let's roll an insight.
I think Carrick is like giving prestidigitation to make it glow.
Yes, it's glowing. Like
Yeah.
he's just staring out the window. He's like, it looks like what Kratos' axe from God of War Ragnarok, shining with ice and that. And then the moment that he stops, though, it just goes back to this, like, it has like a chip in it. It's one of your old ass hand axes. It's just a total piece of trash.
It was the thing I was like using to just cut our like way.
Yes.
Like
You're
I'm
like,
done
this
with this
is useless
anyways. It's like the edge is off and I don't want to waste sharpening it. So
It's essentially a hammer at this point. Yeah, he takes it, and so do you guys all just return to that center room?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll just pull you guys over. I would say with your perception check, Thel, you noticed in the top right corner of this room that there seemed to be something off. Like while you were listening to those dings, you also like just were like looking at the wall and something looked off about it. As you leave, Clive immediately locks the door behind you. And then like comes over to the other side. Okay, tell me when to pull the lever.
All right, pull.
Okay, pull. Yeah, so he pulls the lever. The other doors immediately closed and they're locked. As they fucking shoot down. Like it is like an immediately like boom. Yeah, 20,000 pounds dropping from 10 feet up. And
just like a medieval, it's like a medieval like nuclear bomb shelter, like just in case, you know.
Yeah,
Can't be too safe.
I mean, make an intelligence check. Like kind of what you can put together. 5 is also going to make a roll for something.
Nope.
Doesn't. Yeah, someone else can. What two of you can make an intelligence check on this?
Okay, I'll make an intelligence check. Where's my shit? Intelligence.
So 15. Yeah, you kind of put together like, hey, this seems like how we could, maybe it's a bomb shelter, maybe it's a like emergency escape plan for if the king is overrun. And when he's saying that, Bell, you can go over there and look at the that wall, and I'd like you to make an investigation check if you're going to go over there and look at it.
Sure.
That wall is weird.
I can't intimidate the wall. I have to investigate it.
Nope. Just that I think it's funny as you are like kind of sitting there, and now that you guys are all hearing the ding, and this is like probably about like 2.5, 3 minutes in, you just kind of lean against that wall, and you feel like a pouch in the back of you hit a stone and lean back, and all of a sudden the wall like splits and you fall on your ass, and that reveals a whole nother like cavern just going out. And you can see like this one is like just a straight shot, like rough hewn cavern that goes straight out. So between that 15, the investigation, perception, all that, you think like, oh, this is the idea. Like you close this part off, king can come down and escape. You would think that this is the escape hatch.
Okay.
Underneath the castle. So now you guys are waiting. It's been about 4 minutes, and I would like people to one by one roll a d20.
Okay, here's Christopher went first. So you wait for him, and then someone else roll. Is that what you're saying?
Yep. So that happens. Now, next person. That's unfortunate. There it is. There's the coin flip. Okay, let's stop at that one. That's a 1. Gotta do something. As you guys are all just kind of waiting, listening to this ding, and this dinging is speeding up. Like ding. It was like every 10, 15 seconds, and now it's probably like every 3 seconds, like ding, ding, ding. And I would like, hold on, let me do something. Let me do this real quick. Hold on over here. I would like, Felix make a strength saving throw. Yeah.
Sounds about right.
You suddenly feel a slimy, strong red tongue wrap around your foot and rip you into the middle of the cistern. As
cool.
We'll put right here. Hold on. Layers. I think I've gotten to the point when it's bonus time next year, I am buying a new MacBook. I'm so tired of my computer being so shitty. especially since the M3 ones just came out and they look really cool.
Oh,
Maybe it just hit
look at this dude.
10
This
years.
is fucking goofy looking.
Yes, they are very goofy looking. If you want to see the full picture, look up a frog hemoth. It pops up, the tongue rips you into the water. It's not like the deep part of the water, you're still on the edge, but this thing gets up and it's going to immediately take a bite attack on you. Oh. Talk. Oh my lord. Oh no. That's a natural 20.
Ooh.
Okay. Okay. You take 25 points of damage. And are swallowed by this thing.
Okay.
As you are ripped into its stomach. Everyone roll initiative.
Can I do? I'm just gonna ask because maybe the answer is no. Can I do fast hands on this in any way? No, not fast hands. What should I call 'em? What is it? What my damn things is it? Hellish resistance. Is that it? No.
A hellish rebuke.
What is? No. It's the one where I can take half damage.
Oh, yes, you can take half damage from your yeah, I know what you're saying. Uncanny dodge.
That's the one.
Yeah, yes,
Okay,
you can
so
use
instead of
uncanny
25
dodge there. And technically you do have hellish rebuke if you wanted to use that as well as you're being swallowed.
Yeah.
You get that once a day for free as your race. So
Okay, yeah, let's do that then.
okay, it will
Here's
roll. I don't know how you make a dexterity saving throw from something that's inside of you, so it fails automatically. As you just shoot some fire out. Yeah, it does 8 points of damage to it. It goes, oh.
So instead of 25, it'd be 12.
Yeah, 12. I never know if to round up or round down. I feel that if someone were watching this on the internet, they would say, "You're very inconsistent, Scott."
Okay.
Minus
Feel much
8.
better than that.
Well, there's random people watching us on the internet, so.
There are, and I bet I know most of the people that are watching us on the internet, so.
It's really not many. This is mostly for posterity and Scott's review later.
It is on infinite help.
Well, to us in the future, fuck off too. So.
Like, it truly means that I don't have to take notes during the sessions. So it just makes my life easier because I can just go back and just like flip through it. Well, normally while I'm writing my recap, I sit at the bar listening to it just on my phone, typing the recap. Okay, so we need the turn tracker.
I got yeah. I need to figure out a better initiative advantage on initiative. Thing.
I can.
I don't know.
You
Can I
make
put
them
it
all,
in?
though.
Wait, I can do it. Okay.
I guess where would I be in initiative? Should I still be rolling initiative, or am I just last?
No, you can still roll initiative.
All right.
Oh yeah, I'm realizing. I don't know if that's new. We can change our value in the turn order. Good to know.
You guys can?
You just do that.
Just ours. I can't change anyone else's but mine. But
Felix out here with a critical initiative.
Here,
honestly, in this
you know,
situation,
I rolled a high teens. I finally thought I might get to go first, and I still am not going first.
okay,
What
we
is
need
with my
Carrot
initiative?
roll.
I'm
Carrot
like
gets
always
a
last.
11.
The battle-hardened former general is slow to react in battle. What?
Hey, if it makes you feel any better, in game I play with Ryan, my paladin has a -2 initiative, and I have rolled a 0 twice. Yesterday we had Pass Without a Trace on us, which gives you a +10 to your initiative or to your stealth. I got a 10 because of the +10. Otherwise, I was stealth of 0.
Sounds like I've been there.
Yep. Let's see. Where'd the Froghemoth go? Where'd the Froghemoth go?
Oh, yeah, it did. It disappeared.
It's gone. Nice.
He's gone.
Apparently, Felix one-shotted it with his hellish
Yep,
rebuke.
that's all. It took 8 points of damage from its tummy. Okay. One second. Add turn. That's a 12. And then I need to add a turn for something that's not there. Where? Son of a gun. Well, there he is. That's not the same one. There's another Froghemoth somewhere on this map. Okay. Froghemoth, you need to add a time for you. Okay, and then okay, I think that's it. Clive also has a turn. I just don't have a token for him here. Let's just pull over. A dude. One second. This and okay. There we go. Just for a second, I'm going to text Ryan because he said he was going to be on at noon, and if he's close, I'd rather him be here for the combat. Maybe take us a little break and get some food if you need it. Because I need some food. Also, I don't think that Germany's going to let football come back after how bad this morning game was.
I don't know. They were having a great time. Did you hear them like singing "Sweet Caroline" and
They picked like unfortunately some of the worst teams to play. Like Indianapolis
that game was so bad today.
I didn't even watch any of it. I haven't even read about it, but I know the Patriots are bad.
But the Patriots
are not good.
Are awful.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it's people having fun. And if you're an expat in Germany and you get to watch a football team, you're gonna.
It was packed. They were drinking and they were having a good time.
Yep. I'll be right back. I just gotta go make myself a quick sandwich.
Good.
Oh, hello?
It's going, Ryan.
Oh, cool. I thought my speakers were on the wrong setting. You guys are just breaking.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we had to leave Clive behind.
We did?
Yeah.
Like he died, or he's just not here?
No, he's helping to keep to open the doors because one of us would have had to stay behind otherwise.
That seems fair.
We tried. We thought of other things, but
Well, I guess we'll have to see after we fight this thing if it sounds like it might be on a timer, so maybe we can have someone pull it and run around, and then it should open again. We'll have to wait and see if that actually happens. Who needs to go where? I need to go here. This needs to go there.
So it looks like we're about to fight some giant thing that's gonna eat us or something.
It has already eaten Felix.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Ryan.
Hey, Scott.
You tired?
Yeah, but I'm all right.
Okay, well, you have a good time though?
Yeah, it was good. Only down a couple $100.
Did Toby have a good time, Gil?
Yeah. She likes it more than she thought. It's still not her thing, but she was able to like sit at a blackjack table and have fun. So that's a win.
Yeah, Wendover's the place. Like I said, place to go. No one gives a shit about anything.
Yeah.
So my best time was still that one time, Scott. We managed to sit there for like 4 hours with the same amount of money. We went up, we went down, we went up, we went down. We got drinks the whole time. We went to the buffet, we came back, we lost all our money, we went home.
That sounds right. That sounds like a perfect Wendover trip in my mind.
I think that was David's retirement party.
Yeah, that was David's retirement party.
We spent like 4 or 5 hours at that same table. I just didn't leave. Somehow, miraculously.
Yeah, no.
I still have the voicemail from our trip to Wendover for Mike's bachelor party.
For Mike's bachelor party, the my very like panicked, you are going to get yourself killed.
Yeah.
That is. He was following these people, convincing them they had to vote.
Yeah. And not even for anybody in particular, just in general.
Yes, and so he like followed them onto the bus and left me behind.
What?
Oh, it was so Mike, it was Mike Woodhead. He was drunk before we got there, and like by drunk I mean unintelligible. So it ended up just being me, Jake and Jordan in Wendover, and then Jordan's like, I don't like any of this, so he went to bed. So then it was just Jake and I.
Wow.
That was really fun. And the best was we woke up the next morning and Jordan was the one driving us home.
That is the best.
Yeah. Okay. Did you get to watch the Utes game though, Ryan?
Yeah, I did. I picked a penny slot machine that I didn't have to pay attention to right next to a giant TV and just like pushed the button while watching the game. It was a much better game than I thought it was going to be.
Infinitely better. It's like the best I've felt after a loss in a long time.
Agreed, yeah.
Bryson Barnes looked like a real quarterback most of the time.
He did. It was nice. And at the end of the game, that last drive kind of sucked, but it was just like drops. Like I felt like he was getting the ball in their hands.
Well, I don't know. The officiating was also the most Pac-12 officiating of all time.
The officiating was pretty shit.
The only thing I would say is that at least it seemed like it was evenly fucking both teams.
Yeah, no, it was consistently bad. And I was saying this, it was one ref in particular. And
it was weird because it was one of those games, and where the first half was called one way and the second half was called a totally different way, which is not fun football to watch because the kids get used to, okay, we get to play like this today, and then they fucking change it 180 at halftime, and it was like, okay.
I mean, if you have any game that has 20 penalties.
But to be fair, our DB's plan was mug their wide receivers and see if they throw a flag. That literally looked like what we were coached to do.
There's nothing you can do against Azuna. That guy is just.
There was like 4 out of the 5 deep bombs that they hit. Our guys were just about in perfect position until like the last microsecond, and I was just like, "What? Oh, well, okay."
Yep. Well, Jaden Daniels at LSU accounted for 606 total yards.
Didn't he have 5 passing and 5 rushing touchdowns or something?
No, he had 5 total. He had 2
total.
rushing, 3. No, anyways, college football, very fun. Anyways, did they bring you up to speed where we're at, Ryan?
They told me Felix has been eaten,
Yep.
and that's about it. That's about all I know. And that we left
Clive
behind.
He can see you right now. Clive is the guy in the little room.
Okay.
Clive does not look as cool as that picture, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say that guy looks pretty cool.
That's his like
I
Tinder
searched
picture.
for dwarf token, and that was the first one that came up.
It's Clive from 30 years ago.
No,
Like his dating picture. I'm like,
that's Clive's catfishing photo. That's Clive after this excursion. He's gonna turn cool. Okay. Felix, that's you. Oh,
Cool.
at the start of your turn. Hold on. Okay, no, not start of your turn. Start of its turn. Yep. One second. Yeah. It is your turn.
Okay. What I would like to do is wait for it to open its mouth, and then use my Storm Rider boots to fly out of its mouth.
Its mouth is open right now. I will give you that.
Cool. I would like to do that.
Okay. How much damage do the Storm Rider boots do?
It's a 2d8 lightning damage.
Well, there's nothing this guy can do to avoid it. They are inside of him. I don't think there's anything they can do to avoid anyways.
No.
Yep. Well, roll your 2d8. And you said lightning damage?
2d8 lightning damage. 2d8. So 8 damage.
So 6, yeah, so 8 damage. And yeah, that you rocket out of it. I'll say that because that's using a big resource, even though like there's some things about being restrained as well. There, I'll say you are totally fine. You rocket out. However, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as you rocket out because you can't see where you're rocketing out to, and you're just like shooting out into like not like just run yourself into the wall. Yeah, you're able to do that. Like you turn the boots around, like catch yourself, and then safely land. I'll say that the only like just with that you like land about here.
Cool.
Perfect. Anything else you want to do?
No.
Okay. Christopher, that's you.
Rage
Mm-hmm.
and smack.
Okay.
Do you need to go out more in the water to smack?
Yeah, he has to get out. You have to get out, and like where you get out into that white water, it is like the where like the main like tunnel of water is, and it is still kind of churning. So I'd just say around that water that you're in is difficult terrain, so you move at half the speed. But you're just fine. If you go any further in, you are straight swimming, and once you're swimming, you'll have like disadvantage on attacks and things. So
Reckless, Fireball. Wait.
that does not hit.
There we go. I wasted it on rats.
Yep, you wasted the double natural 20 on rats.
I mean, I wouldn't say wasted.
Ah, there we go.
There we go. Oh, never mind. So yeah, you get like puking out this this fucking Iron Man thing comes out of it, and it's like reels back as you miss with your first hit, and then it like comes back down as you come with an overhand and hit it on top of the head, dealing what 17 plus 4, 23 damage to it, and it goes boop, and like it's just like except for it's like the fire like almost gets whipped off of its skin. So doesn't seem that fire quite does what you would normally think it does to this big old water creature.
Yeah. It's just a shame we have to stand in the water to fight it. Otherwise, I would say let's electrocute the shit out of it. But
I would say with that, all of you as Felix erupts from it and this lightning is hitting it from behind, everyone make a perception check. Makes sense. Carrick and Fel, like you immediately think that with lightning because like you have this sword with lightning and are just like kind of attuned to it, and Carrick, you just are like more attuned with magic in general. You like notice that it's like starting to like it's like a little like jittery, like it tries to like grab at Felix as it rockets out of its mouth, but the tentacle just like misses and like almost like stutters in the ground. You can see that this thing, like the lightning seems to have done, or seems to have maybe not hurt it more, but done something to it. Cool. Yeah, if it's anything, it's like the lightning didn't do like as much damage, but it definitely like caused its body to roil. Okay, is that your turn, Christopher? Anything else you want to do?
No, that's good.
Okay, next up, you're up, though.
all right. I'm gonna throw my lightning bolt javelin at it.
Okay.
Where is it? Where is it? Where'd it go? What has happened? I don't see it anymore. In my attack list. That stole my inventory? Well, wasn't that one we kind of had to like manually put?
I think
in there?
yeah, I think we just have to manually do it. So you roll a strength-based attack roll. So what, +9, +10? No, +9. That hits. Yeah, because you would actually get a bit more on top of that, but yeah, so it hits, and so it does the damage, and then I think like 3d6, 4d6 worth of weird that's gone.
Yeah, 4d6 lightning damage. Let me roll that. I did find it in the compendium, so I'll just try and add it like back in a second here.
Okay. So 16 points of lightning damage, and it, like, you see that, like, the shocks, like, even though it doesn't seem like the shocks are like going into it, it seems like it like is the thin tentacles that it has is kind of like stuttering them, even though like the big rubbery part of its body isn't maybe being hurt as much. And yeah, you kind of take in like doing a little bit less damage, but definitely fucking it up in some other ways. So
it says it also takes the light javelin damage.
yeah, so what, 1d6?
Yeah. I also had regular javelins in my inventory that seemed to be missing. I don't know. I must have misclicked something, or I don't know what happened.
Okay, that's good. It is now anything on any other movement or bonus action that you want to do?
Not at the moment. Yeah.
Okay. Well, perfect. That brings it to Clive's turn, who's sitting there holding his hand axe. I think what he's going to do is he's going to pull one of the other levers that we saw earlier, like controlled the water, to see if he can stop it from churning, to maybe like make it a bit easier for you guys to fight in there. So he's just going to make a straight intelligence check. He got an 8. He pulls one, and I'll say both you and the Froghemoth, Christopher, since you're in the water there with them, make a strength saving throw. You guys both are able to, like, you feel the water like go from like going one way to ripping the other way. You and the Froghemoth, though, are able to keep your footing. So it's like, sorry, I pulled the wrong lever. I'll get it next time. And gives you a thumbs up through the window. That brings it to the Froghemoth's turn. And you see, like, all of the tentacles. This Froghemoth has like 4 tentacles. It's 2 little arms, and it's like trying to like, and something just burst out of its mouth. It seems confused, and like 3 of the tentacles are just like twitching and skittering, and it takes one of that one tentacle that isn't, and just lashes out at you, Christopher, because you're the closest target, and it rolls a 10 plus. This guy gets a +10 to his attacks. How wonderful. Does a 20 hit? You take 21 points of damage, reduced to 10. Because you're raging, and you are grappled, and it's holding you, so you cannot move. But you see, like, because you're grappled, it probably can't use this tentacle anymore. And that's the end of its turn. And you notice, like, at the end of its turn, its other tentacles seem to like pop back up and aren't twitching anymore, and it's ready to keep going. So that's now Carrick's turn.
Okay. So I see what are all these dead bodies I see around?
A bunch of rats that you got a natural 20 on one and killed it 4 times. You scorched it so bad that its skull had no more fur or hair on it, so Christopher made a mount for Clive to take home as a trophy.
Okay.
Christopher also kicked one so hard that he kicked it into another rat and killed the other rat.
Double natural 20.
If you scroll up, you got double natural 20s on a reckless roll.
That's
Yeah, he
hilarious.
recklessly kicked a rat.
So here's what I want to do. I want to use Dance Macabre and make 5 zombie rats. And they basically are going to, I'm going to use my bonus action to just send them all after this creature.
Okay, so I'm just going to use, because there's complaints about this spell, is because as far as like skeletons go and things like that, there's only just skeletons. So I'm just going to use their regular stat block, but get rid of like the disease stuff. I'll keep their pack tactics though.
Okay.
So let me pull up rat stats again. By the way, you guys did this very differently than I thought you were going to. The fact that you're able to go and kill the rats beforehand was a big deal, because the rats that are diseased have something they could have done for you. So good job killing the rats and me rolling really bad on the Froghemoth's perception.
Pickers are an underestimated player in the team.
Yep. Okay, so we have 5 rats, and they're all going to go attack.
Yeah.
They can move 30, so only one of them can actually get to it this turn because they're starting to swim across the cistern to attack it.
Okay.
But all of them would be able to get there probably the next turn.
Okay.
Actually, no, 3 of them can get there, 2 of them can't. I forgot how big this thing is. So roll 3d20 plus 4. And all of these are at advantage.
With advantage? Okay.
Yeah. So just roll 2d20 4 times plus 4.
Sorry. 2d20.
2d20 3 times, sorry. And then we can just add 4 on top at the end. So a natural 20. So that's the first one. Just do all 3 of them. What?
So a natural 20, a 9, and a 12 plus 4.
So a 15, a 20, and a 16. Okay, so now with that, roll. Roll 44 plus 6.
Oops. I guess 3 more d4.
D4 plus 6.
Okay. I'm just gonna start over.
We'll just ignore that too. Roll 4d4 plus 6.
Okay.
Your little rats run up and just start scurrying up its back and just start gnawing into this thing's fleshy hide, and it takes 15 points of damage from some clucking rats. And you guys have not seen Carrick do any kind of magic like this before. It's always been like, hey, lightning bolt, fireball, gravity sinkhole, this, that. And now he's just like fucking rats. That all the rats, even the one without a skull pops out, and like the one without a skull is just going over to it, and like I don't know what it's gonna do, but
Oh no!
And
like
is
the skull on the board trying to bite Clive?
Ah! What happened? You cursed me. No, and they just like they're like flopped over in their diseased like fleshy bodies, and it's essentially like the skeletons jump out of them and start swimming and go start attacking this frog. And the frog is very confused about what is happening now. It was just like, ooh, some food. And that brings it back to you, Felix. You're muted.
Does this frog understand any languages?
No.
Okay. Cool. And that case,
yes, I'll give you that. This is a big old frog.
That's fine. I just was curious.
It has an intelligence of 2.
Okay.
I'm just testing something when I roll it. Don't ignore me.
In that case, I'm gonna actually I'm gonna run up next to Christopher here, and I'm going to stab at it with my dagger.
Oh, has this ever worked?
It has, but not usually.
Oh my lord!
Also get sneak attack.
Yeah, you get a sneak attack.
Ooh.
You just come up and it looks like so confused. Like this little rat looks at you and like gives you a nod as it like bites into it, and as the thing like lifts up one of the tentacles, you just come and it's like plunge it straight into like that armpit of the tentacle, like almost like half cleaving it. Like, and it goes whatever a frog noise is. And that's a big hit on it. So what, 21?
Yep. And then
that's like
I'm gonna go ahead and back out as well.
Yeah, you were just run in, give your quick little attack, and then back out, back to some sort of safety, not wanting to be pulled into the thing's tummy again.
Correct.
That's back to you, Christopher.
Yeah, I'm just gonna swing again. Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, and after that, like you started hearing the dinging going faster. That dinging is still happening in here. Reckless again?
Yep.
Oh shoot, it should have had advantage on you last time. Oh well. That's a hit. And roll your second one. 15 bludgeoning damage. Is that a hit? Yeah, that's a hit on the second one too. So you just are continuing, like after that stab into the tentacle, you like go and follow it up with a beat into that tentacle, and it looks like it's like now like completely severed. It's just a tendon in the middle that's just keeping it flopping around. It's not like there's no like meat around it anymore. It's just that, and then you come back around and hit it has these like 3 big eye stalks on top of its head, and it like bends down, and you just bash one, you see it cloud over and kind of start bleeding. Again, the fire damage, it seems to just like almost ignore completely, but the other
I can take 3. I can take 3 not doing any.
It takes 1 out of those 3.
That's fine.
Yeah. So, but it takes another 8 18, 19, 19 plus 15. I mean, I'd take 34 points of damage any day. As it's just like just being clobbered right here by this big old man and his hammer. What did I say? 34. 27 plus 6 plus 1. Yeah. But as much as you guys have been doing this, the thing looks totally fine. It is huge. It is big frog with 4 tentacles. And that brings it to your turn, Phil.
All right, I am going to. Trying to remember, we recently talked about this. If a spell's casting time is a bonus action and a different spell's casting time is an action, can I do both or can I only do one?
No, you can only cast 1 leveled spell a turn.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Bane on the frog, whatever. I forgot what you called it.
Froghemoth.
Froghemoth.
What's that save?
Charisma saving throw.
Oh, it has a -3 to charisma.
And
that is a 9.
My spell save is a DC 15, so that's what it has to beat, I think.
Yeah, so yeah, -9. So it has a -d4 to any attacks and saves now. So good on you. Do you have a bonus action you want to use?
No, I don't have anything else.
Okay, so it is baned. So yeah, it is hurting. Like you just see like this like this like flashing blue and white light kind of go around it. That's like just kind of like distracting it and like just hurting it. Like, but just yeah, it's almost more like a distraction of like, and so it just can't quite see what it's attacking. Can't quite realize that other things are attacking it. As you do that, that will bring it now to Clive's turn. Clive is going to pull a different lever. This time we are going to roll another intelligence check. That is a 15. He pulls the lever and it stops the movement of the water. The water stops. And he's like, okay, hopefully it'll be easier to move in there. And that is the end of his turn. And now it is the Froghemoth's turn. The Froghemoth is going to first take its first attack on Christopher, minus a d4. That is a 17 to hit.
Have a 17.
Okay, so it hits you with its tentacle.
And
Wait,
that's what,
so
so
you're
I
currently
rolled
grappled. You're currently grappled by one of his tentacles, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to say it actually bites you. In that, so so another 21 points of damage reduced to 10, and you are swallowed.
So
it is
what's the total?
10 points of damage. And you are swallowed, and you are then it is then going to use its second its other 2 attacks with its tentacles, one on oh, how far away are you from it? You are just out of range, Felix.
I'm so confused.
Nope, you aren't. It has a range of 20 feet with its long ass tentacles. It's going to take an attack on Felix first. Oh, that is a 17.
I'm reacting attack on somebody else. 2d6. Reduce. Spirit shield.
Okay. Yeah, as you're being pulled in, you see the other tentacle go out to hit Felix, and you're like, ah, my buds. So 2d6 off of whatever I roll. So I roll. Oh, so whatever damage is, it's minus 11. 2, 7, 8. 8 plus 6 is 14, so 3 points of damage to you, Felix. However, you are grappled by this thing's tentacle. And then the last one will be on you, Fel. It's not going to hit. 25. 20. Oh, I guess 25 minus 3 is 22. It does hit.
Oh.
So, you take wrong dice. 15 and 10. No, that's it. 1.
So much for Bane being helpful. He still hit everyone.
15. It got both times. It got it down to like their AC.
Yeah, it's closer.
15 plus 6, 21 points of damage. And you are also grappled. Is this thing like it's almost like as it hits you, it like reaches around and it's just starting to crush you. That is the Froghemoth's turn. Carrick, you are up.
Okay. I'm gonna take a step back, and I'm gonna lightning bolt it.
Oh, one. Yeah, you can lightning bolt. Just let me do one quick thing. Holy shit. Christopher, you take 16 points of damage as the acid inside of its stomach starts eating you alive. Wow. I that was 3d6 and I rolled 2 6s and a 4.
I'm gonna eat him alive. That's there is to it. Yeah.
Start
Okay.
biting.
Like just thinking about recipes of frog legs right now, and it's I'm gonna use my bonus action to think of recipes for frog legs.
Okay. These frog legs, by the way, are the size of you.
Damn right. Yeah.
Which, by the way, next year for when TCU comes, we're gonna do frog legs at the tailgate.
Nice.
They're pretty tasty. It's got to
They're
taste
just like
an alligator.
they're big chicken legs.
They're tender. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, Carrick, you're gonna lightning bolt it.
Yep. I'm gonna, avoid the. I think like I only have to sculpt it around maybe one rat, maybe.
Yep. Do all the rats just go on your turn?
So I can make a command via a bonus action, but they continue the command until it's complete. So in my mind, it was like kill this thing. So I just assume they're attacking every turn.
Okay, that's I just don't know the full. That spell is very long.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's like I can command them all at once with one bonus action, or they just keep continuing to do what I told them.
Whatever you last told them. Okay, perfect. So I'll just say that they go at the end of your turn.
Okay. Lightning bolt, level 4. It's a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, and by the way, Ryan, we did take a long rest, so you have everything back.
It looked like you did that for me.
Oh, I might have done it for you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think I did that when I was fixing everyone's tokens last night.
Yeah, because when I opened up my sheet, everything was full. So, well, thank you. Yeah, level 4 lightning bolt, dexterity saving throw.
I don't know if this thing's very dexterous. 15.
Nope.
So what? 96. So 25 points of damage. Once again, you see like most of its like body absorbs that electricity. It doesn't seem like it's doing a ton to it, but you watch every single tentacle like start twitching. Just for since I'm saying this, it has damage resistance to lightning, but if it takes any lightning damage, its speed, dexterity saving throws, and AC are all removed, and it can only attack once instead of 3 times. So it's like does a ton of damage is reduced, but giving it lightning damage makes a big difference.
Got it.
So that's you guys have hit it with enough lightning and seen this enough so where I'd give you the actual explanation.
Okay.
But so that's 25 reduced to 12.
Okay. And then my rats keep going ham on it.
Okay, so once again, roll. Oh, and the other ones get close enough. So this is 5 sets of 2d20 plus what did I say? Plus 4. You don't need to do the plus 4. We can do the math ourselves. So hit. So that's what 5d4 plus 20. 5d4 plus 20? No, plus 10.
I mean, I'll take it.
No, it's because they only get a plus 2 to their damage.
Okay.
So 20 points of damage from these little fucking monster rats. That's absurd. This thing is starting to now show some wear and tear. After these rats, like, and you just see them, they're just like reaching down. The one that doesn't have a head is just jabbing its vertebrae and just puncturing into the thing. It's quite, as you said, the macabre scene. But so minus 20. Yeah, this guy's definitely starting to show some wear and tear now. You don't it's a creature. It might be getting into fight, or it might be getting into flight territory, which is fine for you guys, except for the fact that one of your friends is inside of it right now. And with that, it's Felix, it's your turn, and as you're standing, or as you're like being flailed around right next to the wall, the door to the north begins to open.
This door right here, cool.
It is completely opened now. So,
that was the gold one.
Yeah, the gold door is open and you can see like there's just like a small sluice of water that comes through. So this is probably like not only like emergency escape, but also probably where the chamber pots and sewage was dismissed from the castle. So
I would just like to take the dagger and stab. Like I want to try and become ungrappled, so I'm gonna stab into his head.
You can become ungrappled.
Yeah, that's a strength.
Yeah, you'd have to try to escape the grapple.
Okay. In that case, I'm just gonna stab the tentacle that's holding me.
I'll say that just because you could use your bonus action instead of like your nimble escape stuff, you could make the strength save as well.
Okay.
So make your attack first. It is definitely a sneak attack because it is engaged with 5 rats that it's just baffled by.
Well, I mean, that would require me to hit it, so.
What is going on, man? This is more damage than Felix has done. I think
probably the past like 6
game.
or 7 sets. No, come on. Definitely in the
yes
past few sessions.
I don't think that you have done any damage like at the forge against the Jarek and that.
I think I did some against the Hydra.
Yes, the Hydra. The Hydra was a year ago. Anyways, no, that's a great hit, and I'll say, because that's over 20 points of damage, I'll give you advantage on your roll to escape.
And that's just a strength check or a strength saving throw?
Strength save.
Okay.
DC 16. Oh my lord. just everything's coming up, Felix, today. You stab it in, and as you like wrench it, it like causes it to twitch open, and you fall down to the ground. And I guess technically you can move since you've made your attack. You have the disengage already. You don't even need to use your nimble escape or anything. You can just move out if you want.
I'm just gonna try and move out of range of this thing for right
Yeah,
now.
you would figure out that like you were right on the edge of the tentacles range last time. If you're about 20 feet away, you're fine. And you're what? That's 25 feet. That's 30 feet that you are now.
Yeah.
And like that tentacle that was holding you was twitching and convulsing, and now it just doesn't have the tip of it anymore. So this guy is really starting to look rough. Christopher, you are inside the belly of this thing. You are considered restrained and blind, which means you can make attack rolls with disadvantage or do something, whatever you can still do everything, just you're at disadvantage for most things.
Just attack with recklessly, I guess.
Okay, so they're straight rolls as you are in this thing, you're like pushing your legs against its stomach to like just hit into the center of it. Okay. Go ahead and make your 2 attack rolls. They're just straight though, so
Yeah, buddy.
that's a hit. And your second attack. Second one doesn't, like, you can hit it with the first one and it like almost works. And it like you can feel it like then like it recoils and sucks in, so you're just not able to like get the same leverage for the second hit. However, doing what? 13, 14. Doing that amount of damage though, it is going to make a Constitution saving throw. Does it have Constitution? +9. 14. That first hit, it recoils and barfs you up, sending you like onto the floor right next to Fel. And you see this thing just is. It realizes it's overwhelmed. After the thing that it just 2 times it's eaten things and they've immediately gotten out of it. So this thing's not looking good. That brings it to you, Fel.
Since it has me grappled, I am going to use enlarge with my gloves.
With your gloves. Let me see. Yeah, I would say using your enlarge will immediately break the grapple. So.
Okay. Now I'm.
So
big.
you are big. You are 12-foot tall Fel now.
8 times
Advantage
your weight.
on
Wow,
strength,
that's a lot.
everything, and you do an extra D4 damage.
That's an action. It's looking beat up at this point.
It is looking quite beat up.
Okay. As a bonus action, can I kind of ready my sword so if it tries to grab me again with its tentacles, I can attack it, or does that need an action?
I would say that because I just rolled something for Clive. It says, Clive, run away! I have a plan.
Jesus.
So that's what he gives you. He says, get inside the golden door.
Okay.
It can't take a reaction because of the lightning damage that it took, so you are fine to get inside of the door. going to do that, and it is now Clive's turn. He says, "Everyone, get inside the door. I have a plan." Clive rolled a natural 20 for this plan.
Fucker.
That's fucker. Froghemoth's turn as Clive prepares his plan. And the Froghemoth's turn is going to take its one tentacle attack at you, Christopher. Minus a d4. $14. 14 does not hit you.
Negatory.
I mean, technically, it has advantage because you're prone.
Oh yeah, and I've been doing advantage, so.
Yeah. Well, that's lower. That's a 12. So it does not hit you with its tentacle as it tries to like grab you. It's like seems like elastic, and then it's going to like try to shake off. It's going to use half its movement. Like, no. Yeah, it's going to try and start running from these rats that are latched onto it. So it'll take an opportunity attack from 4 of them.
Do you want me to do 4 sets of D20?
Yeah, 4 sets of 2d20 plus 4. These rats can't hit every time, can they?
We'll see. Now that one.
No, that first one still hits. The second one doesn't. Third one does.
Third one gets a natural 20.
So that's what? A roll 1, 2, 3. Roll 3d4 plus.
Should I roll 4 since one of them got a nat 20?
Well, only 2 of them hit.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So 3d4 plus 6. $13 points of damage. This thing is making a good move getting away from these rats. And it's standing, and it's like its tentacles seem to have like sparked, like they're all starting to go again, and it's just like trying to like take the things that it was pursuing, or take the things that are running away from it. It's in this like kind of feral mode. So yep. That brings it to your turn, Carrick.
So he's telling all of us to run to behind this door here?
Yeah, because this thing's looking hurt, but it's still like...
Yeah. But it looks like this thing is also trying to get through that door. Is that what's happening?
It's starting to chase after the prey that it had.
Okay. So here's what I'm thinking. Can I do gravity sinkhole? I want to basically, so it's got a 20-foot radius sphere. So I'm gonna pull it back to here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll use as much movement as I can to get around here. So I guess I've got like 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Go ahead and what's gravity sinkhole?
Does he have extra? Does Carrick? Did he take drugs?
Can't remember. Oh yeah, technically, Carrick, you have 5 extra feet of movement.
So 35.
35.
Okay.
Because you took dragon spice and are faster now.
We found some cocaine in the middle of the sewers, and we took it without question.
Okay, I still can't make it all the way, but that gets me to like here or something.
Well, yeah. Okay, so you have your movement. That's your movement, right? You're gonna do your gravity sinkhole, which is your action, and then you could bonus action dash.
He can't bonus action dash.
I can't bonus action. I have to use my action if I'm gonna dash. So
okay.
so I mean
Okay,
I can either use my action to make it to the door, or I can get Frog Boy away from the door. That's kind of my thoughts here.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, gravity sinkhole it is.
Okay.
So it is a Constitution saving throw.
Guy gets a +9 to Constitution.
Ooh.
Fuck me, dude. That's a 13.
So he fails. So he gets pulled in a straight line to that spot and takes 5d10 force damage.
Okay, roll your 5d10. Jesus fucking Christ.
Okay.
Well, as this thing gets ripped out, I would say though where your spear was is in the evocation spell.
It's evocation, yeah.
Okay, so you can ignore your rats then.
Yeah. That was sorry, I should have said that.
Okay, I didn't know if it was evocation or not. As that rips, this sinkhole opens up above it, rips it into the sky, just straight up like rips off 2 of the tentacles and 1 of the eye stalks as it's just ripped into the sky and then just and is dead on the side of the chamber. And then Clive says, "Never mind about my plan."
Thanks, Clive.
Did anyone know what his plan was?
I imagine it was to smash the door.
On him, it was gonna go full Rancor.
I see.
I
I thought it was gonna be like we had to get through with the door closed, so I was trying to get him away from the door.
Okay, no, he was gonna, like, even where he was, he probably could have Rancored him there, and then you guys would have had to crawl under him, but I don't know. I thought about that last night, and so I said if he rolled over a certain amount, he could figure out that plan, and he rolled a natural 20.
Sorry for ruining your plan.
No, I would rather you have wasted a 4th level spell. Yeah, we are out of combat. How long do your rats last?
It's 1 hour, or if concentration is broken, they just all go inanimate again.
Okay, so you're holding concentration on these fucking dire rats. I think the rats did the most damage. The rats rolled multiple natural 20s. One of them doesn't have a head and is just...
Or a leg.
Yeah. Oh yeah, one of them only has 3 legs. Oh no, the one without a head doesn't have a leg either. You're right.
That's funny.
It is just this mangled thing. But yeah, you are out of here, and the doors open. Clive, like, gives you a thumbs up. It's like, "I'll be here, keeping the doors correct." So there's that.
Keeping the doors correct.
Keeping the doors correct.
You found your calling, Clive. Yeah, the ship
He's like,
doors.
I can
Those ship
manage
doors.
this. And he holds up the axe that you gave him. He's like, "Me and Bone Cleaver." Yeah, so that finishes this, and you guys start in steady staircases. What's coming out the end of this hallway, and it goes and it turns, and there is this center rivet of water that kind of runs through the center of it. That, like you said, probably like where they dump the sewage down into from the castle into here. Okay, let me close some things. Good job, Froghemoth. You did what you were supposed to. which was be a more interesting fight than just fighting Ash soldiers in the streets. Okay, so next up, one second. Where is my map? Where is my map? There it is. Okay. Right there. Okay. Some of you guys can see anything.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Big black.
Okay. Perfect. That's what it should be at this point. You guys come up to the set of stairs, and at the end of the stairs, there is like this central pool, like a room with a pool. There's like you see a stack of like chamber pots and other like kind of trash cans, refuse type things against the side, and then another smaller set of like nice stairs. These are kind of like rough hewn like slide stairs down here. There is a gate that you have to open to get through, but it's unlocked. You can easily get through it and into this room. And then there's like probably like 10 more feet upstairs, probably a bit more than 10 feet, probably like 20 feet up the stairs that leads to just a blank wall, but it has a doorknob on it. It doesn't look like a door, but there's like a lever to like swing down. Assuming this, you would assume this is leading you somewhere into the castle. So you guys can look at your map. Where do you still have that map? Yeah, if you look at the map, you imagine it's somewhere on that bottom floor. Don't truly know where. You would just think, where would there be a door to go into the bathrooms?
I don't know if we have the map anymore.
It should still be in the chat somewhere.
I can't. I tried to zoom up the chat. I couldn't find it. I think the history is. Oh, view all entries.
Yeah, that's going to bring up another page. I wish that it just gave you the handout like it normally would, but it didn't. Hang on 1 second. While you find that one.
There it is. Oh, Jesus. So we're either on the first floor here in the privy, we think, right?
Yeah, that's a good idea. You think somewhere. But so yeah, there's a door in front of you. You kind of have some sort of idea of where you might be coming through. So there is that.
I think at this point, I would like to cast Disguise Self on myself. Try and look like an Ashen captain.
Okay, perfect.
So that I can maybe patrol a little bit.
Yeah, that's I mean that's a great idea. So you can do that and kind of open the door and start walking out. Do anyone else just want to like stand back and?
Do we know
And
roughly
that's-
where we're coming out yet? Are we coming out in the privy?
Yeah,
That's the thing. We don't 100% know, right?
Yeah, you don't 100% know, but yeah, it'd be in one of the. It probably wouldn't be the main hallway. It'd be probably in one of the rooms there. Like the most logical would be if you're going down to a sewer, you're not going to do it through the dining room. So probably like your guys' best guess would be like, hey, it's either through the like maybe the kitchen, maybe the privy, maybe something else. So yeah, if you want to open the door,
Yeah. Why don't I go out and kind of get a lay of the land and then report back, disguised as
Yep.
this dude.
Yeah, you're disguised as this dude, and especially because you got the idea of a captain, you immediately come out into 1 second, let me get to the right page. You come out into oh nope, you wouldn't come out through there because that would make no sense. You come out through here. You come out, and as you like open this door, you realize that it's like actually a bookcase that moves, or like an armoire with things that moves open. Looks like it's like kind of like a secret door so that they can hide their shame as cats do, and you are inside of what looks like some sort of art gallery. But the weird thing, this gallery is missing the entire north wall. Like the north wall is just gone. And what little remains turns to ash before your eyes. Through the hole, you see two detached sections of castle floating up into the air. The gallery itself contains beautiful glass sculptures attached to stone pedestals. The sculptures include a red glass dragon unfurling its wings, blue glass waves crashing against a lighthouse, and a delicate teal dryad laughing, and more. A narrow table towards the back looks out of place, which is kind of like what your that table that's standing in front of you. And there are 6 charcoal figurines floating maybe like a foot and a half off of the table. And that's like things you immediately notice in here is that like everything seems to be floating a little bit off the ground, and like just like the ash that was down in the sewer, like seems to be like moving like ever so slowly up. So yeah, there's that. Ceilings are about 20 feet high, also covered in ash. Kind of like that ash that you saw in the control room from that dead guy. It's just things are consistently floating up. Yeah. So yeah, you're inside an art gallery with some glass sculptures and also some charcoal sculptures on a center table. You notice a door to the southwest.
I would like to go poke my head out the door, see if there's anything that kind of strikes my fancy.
Make a stealth check as you like. Are you like just like waltzing like you own the place? Like how are you walking?
I think I want to like open the door slowly.
Yeah, so kind of you're still trying to be stealthy in some regard.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll a stealth check. Are the rest of you guys just hanging back, or do you signal for them just to wait?
I want them to wait so I can kind of get an idea of what we might be up against. I think I've got my ear messaging to
Christopher.
Christopher.
Perfect. Okay. So yeah, you peek through this door, and the first thing you see immediately is like these Ashland veterans just aren't standing, but they're like kind of patrolling around. He just happens to be there. You're 28 stealth. He doesn't notice the door cracked open as you see. And I'll say, like, give me a perception check. Yeah, the 20, you hear just kind of like telltale sound of probably like three, at least three guards that are probably like just kind of patrolling this bottom area.
Okay.
Looking around, you see kind of like what you saw, similar to what your map was, that there's a door to the left, which you assume the library, door in front of you, which is the entryway, and or it's a door to your left, which is library, door to your right, which would be the kitchen, and a door to the south right, which would be where you think the dining hall would be. So.
And what about the stairs up? Do I have any indication of where those might be?
Just from peeking through here, real quick, no, you would not know exactly where the stairs are.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm gonna close the door, and then I'm gonna relay to them. It looks like we have three put on patrol right outside of this door. And have we fought them before? I can't remember.
These you have not fought these. You fought probably earlier versions of these guys.
Okay.
Of like,
and I'm gonna relay that these guys look like people we fought before, but maybe not so as tough.
And just because I would say you would have remembered this from talking with Naris, is you would know that there's something special about those charcoal statues. That because she had let me see what she gives you actual.
Oh, right. I remember that. Where is it? Maybe storing victims.
Yeah. Can't remember exactly what she told you. I can look. Oh, yeah. Once you're inside the castle, keep an eye out for a set of charcoal figurines. Charmaine created the figurines herself, and I'm told she uses them to store her victims' psychic trauma. A clever spellcaster can turn this power of the figurines against her. I don't really understand, but the mages whom I consulted told me so. Which is just my favorite hand wave. Like, hey, there's these things. I don't know anything about it, but someone told me about it.
Yeah. Nice.
So you would say that there are 6 figurines on that table that you would
in the art gallery?
Yeah, in the art gallery, in this like center table here.
Okay. Why don't we take them?
Yeah.
And then Carrick, maybe you can figure out what to do with them before we do anything.
Yeah, maybe you got the lay of the land. You can take them. You guys can kind of go back into your little hidey hole. They're floating there because they're being tugged up like everything else is. They're shaped like tiny humans, but lack fine figures or shapes, or features to distinguish them from each other. So it just looks like 6 like humanoid statues. Yeah. Yeah, and as Felix gives these to you, picking up one at a time, the first figurine is full of terror. The second holds, like, you get these flashes of some sort of, let's see. The character who holds the figurine experiences a flash of emotion like it felt the victim. Yeah, so you get a one. It's just a full terror. One is holding the dying fear of someone fixated on a person they're leaving behind. One is super pissed off, craving for justice. Has it's engulfed in fire as it's this person was engulfed in fire. One is sad with regret. One is full of undying loyalty to the king, accepting their fate, and the other exudes denial and refuses to accept what's happening to them.
This is the most emotion that Carrick has felt in a long time.
Maybe ever.
He's a little overwhelmed. Make a wisdom saving throw. You're able to hide your feelings.
I am not stoked at this this sensation though.
And now make an Arcana check. I guess you can make this Arcana check as you felt all of these same emotions as well, Felix, when you were taking them off the table over here. So you can also make an Arcana check. Ten. Yeah, you're not quite attuned with magic as much as Carrick is. And Carrick, what you learn is that the psychic power contained in each of these figurines could probably be turned against the creator, which you assume is the witch Charmaine. Specifically, each figure can be used as a spellcasting focus once before it turns to ash. When used as a focus for a spell that targets Charmaine and requires a saving throw, Charmaine not only has disadvantage on her save, but also takes 16 or 3d10 psychic damage on a failed save. So these can be used against the witch.
Do I have a sense of like how exactly I would functionally do that? Like practically?
It's essentially, instead of channeling, so you cast your spells through your book, like use a book as a conduit for your magic. You could just use this instead.
I see.
So you would not get your +1 to the
yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't get
I wouldn't get my additional whatever I get with my focus. My
you wouldn't get a +1.
Yeah, it's a +1.
Yeah. But it also says that it only is for things that have a saving throw. So +1 doesn't matter. You would still have your +1 DC stuff from having that book on you, but yeah, you could do that in
+1 bonus to attack rolls.
Yeah, and you would know that anyone that casts magic would be able to use one of these.
Mm.
And there's 6 of them, so you can split them up however you want to.
Okay. Interesting.
Make an intelligence check, Jake or Felix.
I assume because of all this investigating, my rats have just like fallen inanimate where they're at.
I mean, it hasn't been an hour. I'll say you probably have and doing this, you probably have, well, for the sake of ease, yeah,
I just sort of assumed I'd have to break concentration to put any real.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I'd say, Felix, you would definitely think that this is a very interesting thing to bring back. This is a possibility. So you don't know if it's the best thing you'll find here, but it's definitely a very useful item, but maybe retaining one might be a good idea for you specifically. No one else knows this. Did you tell everyone that you're looking for something interesting to bring back? I think you did. Or you don't. Maybe you're muted.
I don't remember if I did or not. I don't think he's that forthcoming about this.
So I would say they don't know that you're looking for something interesting, but yeah, these are very useful tools, but you would think hey, this is something. So but you're also said just to bring back something. You could bring back You could have brought back like one of those the skeleton
the rat's head.
the rat's head, and you say, "Hey, have something from there." So there's that. We can keep going, but I think this is kind of a good stopping point. You're kind of at the start of the next area. Yeah, or we can keep going, kind of try to explore this bottom level, or it's up to you guys.
I should probably head out.
Yeah, I'd say it's 2. It's just it's essentially closing time.
Sounds like a good
Sorry.
stuff.
Sorry that you didn't get a ton of stuff, Ryan.
Oh, that was fine. I got to jump in and use that spell for the first time.
Yeah, I was actually very happy you were able to actually use that spell.
Yeah, that was fun.
So, good. Well, good job, everybody. Good job with the frog myth. It is a
zombie
goofy
rat army.
ass looking monster.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. I definitely could have gone worse than it did.
Yeah. So
Look, we got to watch Christopher punt 2 rats, so I thought that was
that was funny.
What a
well worth
great
it.
use for a double.
Double that 20 to kill 2 7 HP rats.
Great
What if
use.
you do? Killing those rats cause over 40 damage to the big monster. So